Hey Stalkers, today I want to talk about how long it takes to write a song. And by a song, I don't just mean music, I mean music and lyrics, but I also don't mean every single instrumental part of a song. And I'm not talking about recording it, but I'm talking about writing the song, the memorable part, the part that somebody would sing in karaoke, or the part that somebody would try and cover on an acoustic guitar. The core heart of the song, the melody, the chords, and the lyrics. So, how long does it take to write a song? Here's the frustrating answer. It depends. Some songs you can write in 20 minutes. Some songs write themselves. They just fall from the heavens and into your brain and out of your fingers and mouth. Other songs, though, take forever to write, and frankly, they should probably just be abandoned. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you about the 3 different categories of songs, how long it takes to write each of them, and give you some tips to figure out how you can be more efficient and more effective with your songwriting time so that you can pursue your passion for making music. Cue the intro. All right, we're back. So, how long does it take to write a song? Well, like I said, I think there's 3 different categories of songs. 1, like when the muse just strikes and the song writes itself. 2, when you've got a good idea or you've got some chords that are inspiring you, but you kind of have to work through everything. And the 3rd instance is like a garbage fire of a song that you probably are better off just getting rid of once you realize that it's not going to go anywhere. So, how do you know which is which? Well, if you're walking down the street one day and you have an amazing idea, or you wake up from a dream with, like Paul McCartney did, singing Scrambled Eggs, something like that, it means that the song is inspired and your job is just to capture that lightning in the bottle, and you're not really looking to overthink it. You just follow your instincts, you get it done as quickly as possible, and trust that wherever that song came from knows how to finish itself. And so I would say that type of song takes less than an hour to write. The second category, when you've got a song that you have to work on pretty hard, well, in those situations, I think that you know you're in that position when you've written a really good verse, or you've written a good chorus, or you've just got like this chord progression that you're like, yeah, I'm feeling this. But it just doesn't all come together cohesively. And in that case, I think it's best to put the song down, come back to it later with some fresh ears and some fresh eyes, and try and work your way through it. In the 3rd category, it's the garbage fire, where you just cannot get the song to work. Nothing's really working. The only reason you're still on that song is because you wrote it and you're just too attached to it with your ego. And I think the more songs you write, the more you'll develop your instinct to say, you know what, I could spend 8 hours on this song and it's still not going to really be a song that I'm proud of. It's not really going to be a song that I want. And when you get better at that, it's easier to just walk away from the song and wait till the muse strikes, or sit down and intentionally start trying to write another song and hope that it's more in the 2nd category. I'm going to take a brief moment now just to invite you to check out this free guide I have to help you get through songwriter's block. It's got 40 different steps to help you get through songwriter's block. And these are really useful tips. They're exercises that I do so that every time I sit down to write a song, I make sure that I write something. Now, sometimes it is a garbage fire, and sometimes it's crap. But I just throw it away and move on to the next one. If maybe it is a garbage fire and it has like just one thing, I'll make a recording of it, and somewhere in the back of my mind, I'll know, oh, there's a really cool bridge, or like I had this really weird drum pattern. I wonder if I could put that in somewhere else. So now let's talk about these 3 styles of songs and how you can be more productive and how you can be more effective when you know that each of them are actually at play. So like I said, in the first instance, when you're just inspired to write a song, I think that the best thing you can do to serve that song is to trust your instincts, to write it fast, to write it in the moment, and try to finish it all in one sitting. You're not there to overthink it. You're there to tap in to whatever it was that inspired this song. And so that means that, yeah, maybe your rhymes aren't the best rhymes ever, but there's probably something to them. You know, maybe you could overthink it and do things better, but usually the whole spontaneity and organic nature of the song really does come through, and you just want to let that ride. So how do you capture this song? I think, now it's 2019, almost 2020. I think it's much easier to just say, hey, we've got our cell phones on us all the time. Make sure you have an audio recording app. Often, if I'm walking to work, I sometimes will get an idea, and I've just got, my phone. I don't have it with me right now, ironically, but I'll just, be that crazy guy walking down the street singing into my phone like, oh yeah, hey, da 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 da. So yeah, if you see me crazily singing into my phone, that's probably what happened. But, whether it's a piece of paper or a sketch pad or your phone, whatever you need, however you like to record your music, have something ready, capture it. If you don't have the ability to write it right in the moment, then I still would recommend repeating it in your head and trying to sort of come up with it almost like a mantra so that it stays fresh. And then when you can explore it, you do so and try and block off, 20, 30 minutes and really just flesh it out and follow your instincts there. And the second category of song where, you've got a good idea and you're sitting down to write it and you have to struggle with more of the parts, I say that you just work your way through progressions, work your way through melodies, work your way through the parts that you're struggling with. Don't be afraid to walk away from the song as long as there's one part of it that's really good. And by walk away, I don't mean give it up, just come back to it another day. Or even after just a walk around the neighborhood. I find walks, exercise, reading something, it can all be really helpful and help you get over sort of a mental block that you might have. So that's one way of approaching these songs that are a little more troublesome. Another is to just listen to similar songs in the genre and see how those songs got over the hump. Maybe you pull up the tab or the chord charts. Just look and see how you can make them, how other musicians navigated those same turns, and they might provide some inspiration. The other thing, just to add in those situations, is that in those cases, you can also really help yourself. And I think this is an exercise I mentioned in that free writer's block guide that you can download down below. Let's say you're struggling with the rhyme scheme. Well, to set fertile ground for your recording and for your writing, one thing you can do is, let's say you know what your rhyme scheme is. Well, you can already look up and have a thesaurus.com webpage open with all of the major rhymes. So you've got all the words you might want. Or let's say, there's a theme that you're writing about, right? Let's say it's a song about kissing in the moonlight, and you know that much about it. Well, you could brainstorm a bunch of imagery related to that. So, you could moon, sunset, stars, car in a parking lot, shooting star, sneaking out, whatever it is. You can have this whole, reference frame of information that you can draw on so that your inspiration can work, or your inspiration can just do the creative part. It doesn't have to do the heavy lifting, and this can free you to explore the music much more. Finally, with the garbage fire songs, I just want to urge you to quit them, to stop them, just to put them down and say, you know what, I've tried. There's nothing really redeeming about this song. I'm good for the day. And that takes a lot of maturity and it takes a lot of experience to do that. But you will find ultimately that you're not wasting your energy as a songwriter, and you're not wasting your time, which is probably your most precious resource as a songwriter. And you're just able to move on to the things that are actually useful. And you'll find that your catalog is going to be really much better over time. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Again, I'd urge you to download that not a free beginner's guide, but the free guide to beat songwriter's block. It's got 40 tips. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know how I can help you pursue your passion for making music.